Professor Hall. Welcome to week 4 of the Harlem Renaissance. So we are in the same module folder we were before, module 2 under the content tab. This week we're going to continue our examination of Countee Cullen's poetry. The links for the works are here in Brightspace. So there were a lot in your book, but there were some that weren't, and those are the ones I want you to look at this time. We are going to look at a criticism as well as it relates to one of Cullen's poems. When you do this and when you write about it, please make sure to quote from both the criticism and the poem in your journal. You're using short quotations to support your insights, your analysis, your interpretation, right? It's kind of like evidence backing up your theories. If you took college composition, we always use quotations and different forms of evidence to support our arguments, right? And it's the same with a literary argument. The video is optional. I think it could be beneficial to watch, and you can learn more about the poet and his life. I covered some of it last week in mine, but there's some extra details there that could be helpful. So you can watch it. I recommend it, but you don't have to. And then you have another journal where you're going to be looking at the criticism and at one of the poems in particular. You do have other poems to read as well. They're linked in Brightspace. Please note the pages for those. It's a much longer book, but I only want you to look at just one little section. And you need to read them because in a couple of weeks, you're going to be doing a project where you have to write about a poem that you haven't written about before. So Pagan Prayer this week you're going to be writing about, but later on you can work with one of the other poems, including the epitaph poems that you're going to be looking at for this week. Again, really traditional in form and not maybe as experimental as some other authors, but I think really important too. And this is his most famous work, the work that he became famed for and that sort of led to his marriage, as you learned about last time. So that's it. I look forward to reading your journals and seeing what you think about the criticism. It can be confusing in parts. Just do your best with it and pull out a couple things here and there that are understandable and that you can work with. So that's it. Thanks, everyone.